you know what? Let's let everybody in on this dumb shit that we do. So Brett has really helped us dial that in. You know, we had him on a tour where he played Summer Santa, and so we said that Toby was dying of endometriosis, a disease that men cannot get. And the room, when Ollie is telling everybody this, the room is pin drop fucking silent. Like, you can hear somebody rustling their jacket. They're like hooked on what Ollie's saying. So Ollie's saying, Toby's dying. So when he was growing up, his favorite vacation or favorite holiday was Christmas. So this year it's July. We're doing Christmas in July, and we have Christmas trees on stage, fully plugged in, lights in. We have a big box. We give Toby, and he plays a headless guitar. So for Christmas, we gave him a headstock, and it's a big dildo that clips to the end of his guitar.
Hey, how you going? My name is Lachlan Watt, and welcome back to the podcast. My guest this week is the second Canadian in a row to feature on the pod, and this time it's guitarist Dean Lamb. If you don't know him from his technical death metal band Archspire, there's a good chance you might know him from YouTube. Dean first started uploading guitar videos back in 2013, but didn't really start going for it with the fun and thoughtful content he has become known for, which often involves his wife Claine, until 2020. He now has over 140,000 subscribers and is one of the most respected and watched creators in the heavy metal YouTube space. Once upon a time, I had an absolutely voracious appetite for technical death metal, but there are a few bands in the genre that have held my attention as well as Archspire have since I was first exposed to them with the Lucid Collective. Their debut release for the legendary Season of Mist Records back in 2014. They followed it up in 2017 with Relentless Mutation, a record that I spoke to Dean about on my old radio show. Soon after, I met Dean properly when the band toured Australia back in 2018 for the first time with Psychroptic. As their profile continued to rise, I then interviewed Dean again in 2021 for their pandemic album Bleed the Future. With the band's love it or hate it rapid-fire vocal style and outrageous approach to incorporating comedy into just about everything that surrounds their deadly serious songwriting, they've always stood apart in the often clinical and humorless world of technical death metal. This unique combination has cultivated them a passionate fan base that allowed them to throw away the safety net of a record label and release this year's Too Fast to Die as a purely independent album, crowdfunded by their fans through Kickstarter. If you're unfamiliar, here's a little taste. Dean documented the entire process of releasing this album independently through his channel, all the highs and all the lows, the challenges and unexpected pitfalls, with the album process also coinciding with them needing to find a new drummer, which is not an easy task for one of the most relentlessly fast and technically demanding bands in the world. And I was super keen to talk to him about all of this at Froth N Fury Festival in Adelaide back in January. My name is Lachlan Watt, music is my life. Please give me a like or a subscribe if you're into what I'm doing, and enjoy my conversation with Dean Lamb of Archspire. Cheers.
I now have I have an editor, and I have a social media person that I work with there. I started renting a little office for all my shit, so I just have all my stuff there.
Yeah,
I have so much video gear there. I wouldn't be able to fit in my apartment. So
I really enjoyed a recent video you did talking about, I guess, social media in comparison and.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Getting rid of Instagram and blah blah blah, and
I delete it off my phone every couple days. Yeah. And when I'm on tour, sometimes you kind of need Instagram because you're like, I gotta post shit, but. Man, when you're at home, I do not need that on my phone. Just like every time I look at it, I'm like, it makes me feel bad. It's like, why is this here? Like, this is a bad app, so it's not good.
Yeah, I tried setting the timer on it, and like my phone would tell me when I've had like 2 hours and lock me out of the app, but then I'd just go
just go and turn it off.
Turn it off.
Yeah.
Or just log into it through the browser.
Right, yeah.
It's fucking addictive.
It is. It's not good.
do you pay any attention to the YouTube stuff while you're on tour?
Yeah, I have some stuff going on that I recorded beforehand. I recently did a video where I listened to all of the tech death albums, or I looked at all the tech death albums that came out in the last 25 years. So I found all the technical death metal albums that came out and found the ones that I knew and the ones I didn't know, and I ranked all of them by year. And that was really cool. So I filmed like 3 or 4 hours of that. So I have a guy, my buddy.
I was going to say, how could you possibly rank all of them? There's so
well, some of them,
many.
like, I don't know. I know that band. I don't know that album, but like I might have heard a song or something like that. But most of the time, man, it was like, man, there was a real like killer 10 years there of technical death metal. It was like so sick. And stuff before it was okay, and stuff after was okay. But man, like Surruption and Brain Drill and The Faceless and Necrophagus of like 2014 to 2004 to 2014 kind of thing. Is like, oh my god,
kind of the golden era.
Crushes, like Brain Drill, like, man, so good. So I got a video like that coming up pretty soon. Or we started, or
I just thought we'd go casual into it.
I definitely listen to a lot less death metal lately. I listen to more like, I don't know, a lot of podcasts and a lot of YouTube videos and stuff like that. I'm really interested in like video production right now. Before we left for this tour, we just recorded a music video, filmed a music video. Ollie and I, our vocalist Ollie, we wrote and basically pre-filmed a short horror movie, basically, where like an 8 or 10 foot tall killer robot like comes and like chases us through. I guess maybe I shouldn't be saying. It's a crazy video, but it was 6 days and it was 17-hour days. I've never done that kind of thing before, but it was like the most creatively fulfilling thing I've ever done in my entire life, because I was directing and filming and in it and wrote part of it. It was like, dude, it was so much fun. We had like 25 people on set, and every day was just like, okay, be creative all day. Oh my god, it was so awesome, dude. Awesome. I love, like, film is as fulfilling to me as music is now.
Yeah. And that kind of just happened as a sort of side effect of getting into the YouTube world? That you thought, okay, I'm going to start doing some different video stuff?
Well, are you a big fan of The Simpsons?
Yeah, I suppose everyone is, right? I'm not like obsessed, but...
When I was younger, I was totally obsessed with The Simpsons. And anything that I can do to like make something that's real life or film something that mimics a cartoon in some way, I'm 100% in. So anytime we do a music video or anything, or I'm like, can I do a bit that sort of is like a frame by frame rip-off of a Simpsons joke, I'm 100% down. And actually, we released a music video not too long ago for a song called Carrion Ladder. And I realized while I was editing that I have a frame-by-frame rip-off of The Simpsons in the video, where Ollie goes down his pockets and he pulls his pockets out and they're totally empty, and then it goes up to his face. He goes, oh, and he looks around. I'm like, that is Homer. Homer does that in an episode, and I didn't even realize. I just love that stuff so much, man.
There's a hilarious video clip.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was the first one that we really, like, we initially wanted to do a house party music video. And so we said, let's find this house, and we're going to go to Ollie's buddy's place. He has this, like, cute little house. And we're filming some pre-viz kind of stuff, getting some location scouting going. And then we work with a guy named Brett Bamberger. He used to play bass in Revocation.
Yeah.
And we told him about this house party idea, and it was like 3 weeks before he was going to fly out and help us film it and stuff like that. And he's like, that's a fucking terrible idea. That's not going to look good. And we're like, ah, shit, you're probably right. So I was like, and Ollie's like, okay, how about 8 Mile? Let's just rip off 8 Mile. And then that kind of turn the gears, and we're like, oh, okay, no, that's a good idea. And then just coming up all the different goofs and all the different bits to get him from working a shitty kitchen job to being on stage with the band. It's just, that's so much fun, dude. I love it. Have you done a lot of video stuff or what?
This podcast is my first foray into it, so I've just been figuring it out as I go, losing my mind.
Yeah. Well, you have a pretty sick setup here, actually.
I think it's only been like, I probably have like 3 or 4 episodes in a row where I haven't had some other technical thing go wrong.
Yeah.
Coming from like working it out of a radio studio where everything's all set up, all I have to basically do is press the buttons, come up with a playlist. It's like, all right, you got to build a setup from the ground up and get it figured out. And
you have to figure out the ways to do it where you don't need anybody else.
Yeah.
Because you can't, like, I've done that same thing too, where you have to have a mobile setup and you got to pack the right things, and it's a million cables that are impossible to find anywhere else, and they're like very specialized.
Left like a couple of extension cables and shit back home, so it's like not really tidy, and it's just a rabbit hole, man. And the money is just like, I can just, the deeper you go, the more you can spend, and it doesn't seem to ever end.
I've been working with a company called Sweetwater in America, and they've helped me build up my video camera kind of collection. So now I'm shooting on a 6K cinema camera with like a really nice lens set, and it's really cool. It makes me feel like I'm kind of not just a musician, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, but the video stuff has just been a real bane of my existence, trying to get this moving.
But you like it, even though it's frustrating.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I'm enjoying the process, but I think I'm going to pull back to, because I've been pumping them out weekly, and I was like going to festivals and getting like 6 or 7 chats done, and then I'd have like stuff backed up for ages. But then there was periods where I wasn't like that, and I was just like trying to find someone new every week and just really grinding with it. And now I'm like, I think I need to take a step back, put it out fortnightly, and put a bit more effort into like the production.
It also sounds cooler if you say fortnightly. That's way cooler sounding. We don't say fortnightly in Canada. I've never heard anybody say that unironically. It's really cool sounding. I got to start saying it. It's like Score for 20 years. It's so cool. The constant grind of putting it out every single week, yes. I was doing 2 YouTube videos a week for like 6 months a few years ago, and I was like, holy shit, I cannot do this by myself. But yeah, the video stuff is cool. But it's a lot like writing music. Like, so we just recorded, and we're about to put out an album called Too Fast to Die that we're doing independently. And making a really good video is so much like writing a good song. Like, it's like exactly the same shit. You have to hook somebody in. You have to show them what to pay attention to. You have to focus on it. You have to maybe even repeat it. And you can do subtle things, but you have to know that they won't always get picked up. There's so many things that both those mediums share that maybe that's why I find it so fun to do both. But yeah, so you're doing a bunch of conversations. Who have you talked to that's been cool
on this podcast?
Yeah. What you got?
I went over to Damnation Festival in the UK and did a whole bunch.
Oh, cool.
Like George from Death Heaven,
nice.
Tristan from Author and Punisher.
Oh, okay.
And my first episode was with Michael Starn from Dark Tranquility.
Very cool.
Had Tony from Crippling Alcoholism.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Quite a bit. Zach from Imperial Triumphant.
Right. I saw them in Vancouver. That's a weird fucking band.
They're insane.
It's a really weird band.
Yeah, I do want to talk about the new record, but I suppose selfishly I also want to pick your brain a bit more about the YouTube and, stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. What do you like?
Like, how long did it take until it was able to actually become something that sort of sustained itself or paid for itself, or how would you define that?
I actually didn't start it for any... I actually started it because... So like 16 maybe, I started doing video stuff a few years earlier, but like I wasn't really doing anything other than just like taking pictures, taking videos somewhere randomly, maybe like an Instagram video or something. But one day I was like, you know what? Okay, so I practice and I learn kind of weird shit sometimes. I learn riffs by bands that are difficult. Why don't I figure out a way to monetize my practice? I'm like, why don't I just turn on a camera? I'll just like record myself playing and trying to learn it, and I'm not going to edit it at all. And I put those up like 1.5 hour long videos. And I got some people being like, oh, those are really helpful. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I was going to do it anyway, so I might as well just record it. And then I started working with a company called Sheet Happens Publishing out of Canada. And they do all of our tab books and shit like that. So they came to, we had a call, and they're like, yeah, we'd love to sponsor your videos. So I'm like, okay, so now I'm making a really small amount of money per video per month. So I got like an allowance of like 2 videos I can do that are sponsored. I'm like, okay, I can kind of start to put that money back into it and see what else I can do with it. And then my wife was like, we should do those videos together where you teach me something. And I was like, that's a fucking bad idea. It's a bad idea. That sucks. Like, no one is going to want to watch that because it's going to be us playing over top of each other. That's going to suck. And she says, like, seriously, it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. She's like, I'll just edit the first one. So we tried the first one, filmed it in our apartment, and it sucked. But people liked it. It's like a weird dynamic. It's like a different kind of thing where like a husband and wife playing guitar together, specifically like such a niche genre of music.
It's very unexpected.
So we had fun with that one. And she says, I told you it would do well. Like, I mean, it, I don't know, 10, 20, 30,000 views or whatever on YouTube. Like, nothing crazy, but like enough where you go, okay, there might be something there. And we started doing more and more, getting guests on. We worked with like Devin Townsend or Matt Heafy from Trivium, or Adam Biko from Lorna Shore, Ola Englund. Lots of bigger kind of artists. and learning their riffs. And during that whole process, I just took it as like, I'm going to try and become really fast at editing video and doing those videos and learning how to like make dumb jokes and put stuff up and kind of emulate, like I was saying earlier, cartoons, because I love cartoon physics and I think it's so cool. Or sound effects, like Ren and Stimpy, gross close-ups, gross disgusting sound effects, you know, embarrassing my wife by putting up like really weird gnarly close-up of her somewhere. It's like, that's funny to me. And through that time, I was never thinking about it in terms of this has to make me money. It just started kind of helping me pay for my rent. And at that time, I was also teaching music at a music store in Vancouver. So I was going from 4 days a week. I started there in 2014 or something, 40 students a week. And then I was touring so much, like 4 days, 3 days, and then, 2 days. And then at one point, I'm like, I gotta fucking quit. I'm not here. Like, it's like I'm gone half the time. So then I just started doing YouTube way more often. And I started making a bit more money. And then COVID hit, and then I made, not a lot, but definitely more money because I started streaming. And people just wanted to reach out and kind of hang out and stuff and be a part of something. And I think I realized a lot about why people like supporting artists at that time is because they want to be part of it. The same reason why somebody would go buy a band t-shirt is because they want people to know that they're a part of something, that they're, that they support it, that outwardly, that there's just something about being a part of something like that, talking to the artist, meeting them, suggesting something from them, learn online, get a, whatever it is. So that taught me a lot. But yeah, I mean, I kind of went a lot harder on it in the last 2 years, and that's been where I like really have to try and make my rent. And yeah, it's a tough one, dude, because you can't fucking make it so that you make money. You can't make the content to make money, but you can't make the content unless you have money. Yeah. So you have to find a good middle ground between sponsored content and ad revenue and shit. Otherwise, it just won't happen. You could do it for free forever and turn off monetization and not take any sponsorships, but like, then I can't afford to like live my life. It's just the time.
Like
it's so much fucking time.
It's awesome. Like I love doing this, and I like to think that I would be doing it indefinitely forever, like regardless of what happens financially. But then it's like, okay, I'm spending all this money on all this gear to like keep making it better and to get to this festival and do stuff, and it'd just be nice if it could that shit could pay for itself, and I'd be happy. Yeah, it's. I got a bunch of like free like audio gear from Audio Technica when I started, which was nice. Perfect. But then I've been upgrading to different stuff, and
the Rode stuff is really dope. Yeah, that's a company that we worked with for a while, and they rule. It's my main piece of gear is that Rodecaster Pro 2 board at my office. It's so sick. It's so versatile. Yeah, I love that thing.
It's great.
Yeah, anybody that's trying to do podcasting or any of that kind of stuff, that thing rips.
Rode, awesome. Reply to my sponsorship email, please.
It's it's just a lot like music too. You would do it. You have to do it for free so that then you can get paid to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, like we would, coming down to Australia, it has to financially make sense for our band. But also we would do it for free. But it's like, but then I couldn't pay my rent. It's like I just want to go travel and play music because I fucking love it so much.
Yeah.
And meeting people that like the band, which is like incredible. Like we're walking around the festival ground here, and there's like I don't know how many thousands of people here, maybe a few thousand, four or five, something like that. And people coming up to us, and specifically something I noticed here is like younger people, like 16, 17-year-old kids that are like a big fan of ours. Which is funny because I always say like our band is old men trying to relate to young kids. Like it's like, what do we do? I know nothing about how to do that, but it's really cool and just really gratifying to do that. But I also have to figure out how to pay my like phone bill and shit. It's a weird. It's always a compromise.
Has going independent made it easier to pay your phone bill?
Going independent has made it more stressful. So that's good. Going independent gave us this big chunk. So if anybody listening doesn't know, my band Archspire, we did an independent album release Kickstarter. It was called Archspire Independence Day, and we wanted to raise money because we were like at the end of our contractual obligation with Season of Mist, a great record label, really great. And so we said, okay, we could renegotiate with them. We could talk to other record labels, and we did talk to other record labels. And all the offers were kind of like, fine.
More of the same?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if people know this, but record labels take 85% of the profits of physical copies. I think the best offer we got was like, we'll give you 22% of physical copies after you recoup all your costs. We're looking at that like 22% is a lot less than 100%. It's like so much less than 100%. It's crazy. So because we already have a fan base, we said, you know what, like, we've been talking about this for a while, and now that we're up with our contract, why don't we just try doing it independently? And doing the Kickstarter, it was pretty successful. I think we raised about $400,000 Canadian. I think just a bit over, I think it was about $450 now. And that sounds like a fucking boatload of money. It sounds like a life-changing amount of money. But there's more than one person in the band, so you split whatever profit you might get a bunch of different ways. Plus, costs balloon so fucking fast. Like, we allocated for vinyl printing, CD manufacturing, posters, books, stickers, pins, shower curtains, flags, all this kind of stuff, just to give to the people that supported it. And then in addition, you have to do online distribution. You have
all the shipping costs.
All the shipping costs. You have to register for different tax numbers. You have to now. There's so many things. You have to do music videos. You have to pay for the recording of the album itself, which was tens of thousands of dollars. You have to get good photos. You have to get good artwork. You have to find all these people to work with. And man, that amount of money really whittled itself down really quickly. We're still doing okay, but it's, it hasn't made us a lot of money yet. And I don't really care if it does. What I want to do is I want the band to get bigger so that we can play in front of more people, so we can relate to more people and develop something that lasts longer than just the next show we play. Because, like, it's cool to play a show and be like, cool, but I also want it to be kind of like a legacy. Hey, this thing that I did in my life, this is a thing that I dedicated, and I'm not joking about this, every single day of my life for the last 16 years, I have thought about this band in some way. Whether that's 17-hour days on shoot for a music video, or 20 minutes in the morning answering emails, or anywhere in between. I mean, if anybody supported the Kickstarter, you talked to me directly because I was in the inbox messaging everybody back, doing customer service. Like, bro, it's like, this is my life, and I just want it to be as big as it possibly can, and involve as many people as I can, because, man, it's fun. It's fucking fun. And it's not because I'm trying to like buy a super big house. I just want to like have a lot of fun and maybe introduce some people to guitar playing and, inspire some people. That'd be cool.
And live comfortably while doing that.
Yeah, sure, yeah. And I mean, I live in one of the most expensive cities in the world. Like, Vancouver, Canada is like so stupidly expensive. So for us to just even live there, it needs to be something coming in. But it has been very motivating for us because we saw that first day of the Kickstarter. I think for the first hour and a half we were doing $1,000 a minute. I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy. I think we hit the goal. I can't remember what the goal was. $125,000 in like 9 hours or something. Like instant, like so fucking fast.
So obviously you would have thought it was going to go well, but not that well.
I didn't really know what to think. We did a Kickstarter like a few years ago to fund for like a music video, and it went really well. And we're like, you know what, we have a built-in fan base. And like when you're signing a record contract, you're like, okay, I want to make the band bigger. This label is going to help us make the band bigger, all this kind of stuff, especially when you're a newer band. But because we've been around since 2009, it's like we already have a built-in fan base. We know that people are there to support us because they like what we're doing for whatever reason, whether it's like the dumb shit that we do on stage or the music that we write. We try to keep that stuff separate. We treat the music extremely seriously and the stuff on stage extremely stupidly. So it's just that juxtaposition of dumb and not smart, but whatever the other side of it is. Alternating back
really
and forth.
Dumb when you get down to the nitty gritty of it.
Yeah, they're both
just
dumb.
like, let's play as fast, hit shit as fast as I fucking can.
Yeah, it's all very, very dumb. But like that comparison.
Me and Dave always laugh about that, just like.
Oh yeah.
How absurd it is that like he's dedicated his life to just hitting something as fast as he fucking can.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, why? Why do we do this? It's like, you know, I feel like, yeah, it's a weird thing to get into, and especially before this tour, we were busy with doing other stuff, and I find myself as a guitar player, I imagine what it'd be like if somebody asked me what I did for a living. I don't really get that very much because I kind of stick to myself at home and I just work on the stuff that I'm doing. But when somebody in my head asks me, hey, what do you do for a living? Then I say I play guitar, but like, no, I don't. Like, I play barely any guitar lately.
It's
all
like 10%
about
of the job.
Business, signing fucking contracts, editing video, putting together artwork for. It's like, man, being a musician in 2026 is, especially an independent musician, is fucking almost nothing about music. So that's not great.
So what's your, like, I guess, perspective on growing the band and making it bigger without a label, just touring, internet, like?
Well, the night before we launched that Kickstarter, I couldn't sleep the night before because I was like awake in bed thinking like, what if we're fucking ourselves really badly? Because when you're with a label, you have all the benefits of, sure, you have like financial backing to start. You might have some tour support if you're with a great label. They figure out all the little things like putting out albums, getting vinyl printed, all that kind of stuff. But what they also do is the stuff behind closed doors when they talk about your band to people that are influential. So people that book a big festival in Europe. You might not know why you got that offer to go play this crazy festival. It might be because the guy at the label mentioned you to the booker, and you would not have gotten that otherwise. So the night before we launched that Kickstarter, I'm like, we might be fucking ourselves because we're no longer going to have that. We might be closing a really big door. But then I thought about bands like Steel Panther, who are ferociously independent, self-managed, and they're doing pretty good. Or Tech 9, Shadow of Intent. There's a bunch of bands that are doing really good as independent artists, and maybe they're not experiencing some of the behind closed doors. This person said this about you because you are on their label and you got this kind of in through this weird thing. Maybe they don't get that, but it doesn't seem like it's really hurting those bands or those artists, so fuck it. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's beneficial to us in a lot of ways, but there might be, it's all the unknowns that you have no idea if that shit is really like gonna come back and just hold you back some way. But I don't know, fuck it, who cares?
Speaking of unknowns, tell us about the whole process of trying to figure out a new drummer.
Yeah, we have a documentary coming about that, and it's there's a lot more shit that happened than people think actually happened, because online we did these drum auditions. They had people come out and put up on YouTube, hey, tag Archspire auditions. And we had a lot of people, and we found a bunch of people that we really liked. And we started working with somebody for 6 months, and we hired this person, and we flew them out to the studio, and then we fired them because they couldn't play any of the stuff.
Did they trick you? Like,
I don't know. I guess so. If they tricked us, they tricked everybody that we know. Because everybody I showed this drumming to everybody I know, and they're like, they fucking rip.
So what was it, just like edited?
I don't know. I edited a lot of video. Didn't seem edited to me. And they wrote cool stuff. And then we had to fire them.
That's fucking bizarre.
So then we had to segment the studio into 2 different chunks, because the day that we fired that person, we called our now drummer, Spencer Moore, hey, how soon can you learn all of this stuff and write a bunch of new material?
He's the second in line, or?
He was. Worked out pretty well. We're playing our 6th show with him ever tonight. And, man, he's been great on this tour.
Is this his first tour?
His first tour with us. We've toured with him. We played over 100 shows with his old band, N Fury. And they toured a lot. So he's not new to touring, but, yeah, that situation really sucked. It was really stressful. It was a long time and a lot of money because we had to buy a work visa, and they cost tens of thousands of dollars and a lot of our time. Yeah. And then day one of recording, go home.
I can't even fathom how that happens, man.
And then we had to push the album 3 months later. We had to rewrite a bunch of shit. I don't know. That's so if. We'll put out a documentary about it.
How far off's that?
I don't know. 7 terabytes of footage. It's a lot of footage, so I don't know when it'll happen, but it was a very weird moment in my life because we've been a very tightly knit band for a long time, and then to have one part missing and not know if there's someone else that could come in and actually do that part of it is kind of like okay, so we're still betting on ourselves, but we might lose the fucking bet really badly.
I saw a bit of skepticism online from people being like they're not going to be able to find someone who can play that.
100%. Yeah. I mean, honestly though, sitting, just like lying in bed at night thinking about it, and one of the things that just got me so excited was just proving all those people wrong and being like, oh yeah, our band's done, yeah, fuck you, like, here you go. Here's like the coolest shit that we've ever written, in my opinion. Or it's like the fastest shit. Or like, you thought that was cool. It's like, here's something that we're even more proud of. I just love that.
So even faster on this record?
Yeah, it's always faster. Every album is faster than the last one. Yeah. The singles that we put out are not the fastest songs that we've written, but we do have the fastest stuff that we've written on this album. And I also think it's got the most dynamic and the most hooky and catchy stuff that we've ever written. Not to mention there's a lot of like really interesting rap flows that Oleg's put in that he's never done before, a vocal style that he's never done before, or at least not very much, a lot more repetition when we have a part that we like, and just focusing on trying to tell people like, this is the part, like I was saying earlier with the video, framing up a shot to tell people where to look. It's the exact same thing with writing music.
Getting a bit more juice out of the good riffs.
Sure.
As opposed to just playing them once and moving on.
Some of the best composers challenge themselves to make the most out of one motif.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, those guys are pretty good, so why don't we do that?
Sometimes put some limitations, some boxes on things to go further.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, exactly. Because, we already play 8-string guitars. You have all this possibility to play it. Sometimes that's, like, kind of scary. It's like, I don't even know what the fuck to do. This or up high, I don't know. But if you put limitations on yourself, we already have, like, the speed limitation where it's, like, physically, humanly cannot play faster than this amount or this speed or whatever. But there is some cool stuff that you can do to work around that a little bit. I don't know. It was a very stressful recording, and I'm really glad we landed on where we landed because Spencer Moore has been, just like a real treat to tour with. Nice. He's a sweet guy. He rules. I look back every night. He's playing drums. I'm like, this rules. I'm like, turn back and I just watch him play. I'm like, this guy fucking really gets it. Like he practiced his ass off to get this. And
so he'd be playing faster than he's ever played before, right?
I don't think that he's ever really done a lot of like specifically gravity blasts, which is like kind of the thing about the Archspire band, like the Archspire sound. I don't know what the Archspire sound is. I have no idea. Like we were in the studio talking to Spencer Moore on Zoom, and Dave Otero was there with us, our producer, and we were like, okay, so talking about the drum parts. This is a few months before he came in to record. And Dave said, okay, so here's what the Archspire sound is. And he explained what our band sounds like. And I was like, I'm so glad somebody knows, because I don't know what we like. I'm too close to it.
What did he say? Do you remember?
It was all like the specific drum parts and the very specific like feel of stuff that I'm like, I didn't know that. And I don't remember what he said, but I'm glad that somebody remembered that or knew how to explain it. Because then Spencer Moore went, oh, okay, yes. Okay, I get that. I get this. But what's great too is working with someone like Spencer Moore. He's really open to changing how he plays, how he plays different stuff. So, the other night we're talking about him getting different sticks. He's like, oh yeah, I'll try that. Let's try some different sticks, try a different snare, see if we can make it just extra, like juice some of the extra sound out of this to try and get. So we're on a path to try and make us sound the best that our band has ever sounded. And I think Spencer is a very willing participant, and I can't wait. We're doing 6 weeks across North America later this year, and this was kind of like the trial, the test.
Yeah.
We'll see, okay, does he hang out? We know him already, but can he hang out? One of the big things is, dude, you get off stage, and if you're playing with somebody that is very self-critical, we all are, but if you're playing with somebody that's too self-critical, you might get off stage and they'll go, fuck, I fucked that up. Fuck, I fucked this. They're all mad. They just turn into this dark cloud. And man, I just cannot have that. I hate that stuff. If I fuck up on stage, I just laugh, because who cares? It literally does not matter.
With the style of shit that you guys are playing, fuck-ups are inevitable.
Who gives a shit? Yeah, it's gonna happen. And honestly, I think people like it. Because they listen to the music, and then they see us live, and they go, wow, these guys are really good. And that's really nice that people think that. And then when they realize that, hey, we're fucking up all over the place, and they catch one, they go, oh, hey, it's like a unique kind of moment for
You're
people.
Like, hey.
Yeah, I literally do that. I literally wink at people in the audience when that happens. Like, you know what, I'm into it. I kind of created a brand for myself that's the guy who's pretty good at guitar. I'm not like incredible, but I'm pretty good. That also doesn't really care if he fucks up too much. And it's like, because that's what people do. Because Instagram is full of the most perfectly edited, pristinely recorded, automated, mixed videos that just make you feel like shit about playing guitar. And I'm not about that. I don't want people to feel like shit. I taught little kids for a long time. The last thing that I wanted to do in that room when I was teaching a little kid how to play guitar would be, you suck in this. That's a bad thing to do. Motivation is good, but like, to make someone feel bad and to stunt their progression as a musician is like not what I'm about. So yeah, I don't know. When you see us play at a show, we'll fuck up. So just keep an eye out for it. Oh yeah, he's fucking up. Kind of fun.
Was it a light bulb moment with who came up with Too Fast to Die?
That's Ollie's idea. Ollie is a fucking maniac. We were going back and forth between album titles, and he's like, so Too Young to Die is a kind of a thing. And he's like, Too Fast to Die sounds like a thing, but it isn't. And he's like, I've been looking it up, and it's not a thing, and we should totally use it. And at first I was like, that's kind of cheesy, but then I started thinking, I was like, nah, that's pretty sweet, actually. It's really simple.
It's like an action movie title.
Yeah, it's like an action movie title. Yeah, exactly. It is cheesy, and that's kind of cool. And some of the other guys weren't on board, and then one by one, they kind of started all getting on board. I think that Bleed the Future was a really cool album title.
Yeah.
I think it rips. It sounds so sick. It's just really visceral, and it's got action and motion to it. And Too Fast to Die is even simpler, and it's like technical death metal bands oftentimes use a lot of big words, and so do we with our song titles.
Yeah.
But I think for an album title, the most dead simple thing, easy to understand, is probably the best thing. It's like, I can remember it. No, I remember what that album's called, because, I mean, Puritanical, Euphoria, Misanthropic, there's so many bands. Dimmu Borgir does that. Yeah, I mean, those albums are great albums, but I don't fucking remember what they're called. Like, there's so many things. We just wanted short, easy to remember, bite-sized kind of thing that sounded visceral and that had action and stuff like that to it. And it's not going to be everybody's favorite. I showed it to a buddy of mine, and he's like started laughing. He's like, that's so what's actually the album title? I'm like, no, that's it. He's like, no, like, actually, like, what are you actually going to call the album? I'm like, Too Fast to Die is the name of the album. He's like, that's fucking stupid. I'm like, hell yeah, that's a great reaction. That's perfect. Because the worst thing is to have a mid-reaction to something.
Yeah.
It's either people hate it or they love it. I do not want people to be like, oh, that new Archspire album, yeah, 6, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. It's okay. I don't want that. That's the worst shit you can imagine.
You'd rather have people hate it than love it?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, and I'd rather have people hate it or love it rather than down the middle.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Because down the middle means you're not doing anything noteworthy. You have to have people, because oftentimes, dude, sometimes people hate it and then they love it, which is really sick. And I know that you probably have had that experience too. When you hear a band, you're like, this is fucking bullshit, I hate this. 2 days later, you're like, check it out again. I don't like it, let me check it out again. You listen to it, fuck, I think I like this. And that feeling it makes a super fan. It makes someone go from a casual listener to like, no, I'm a ride or die with this band. And like, to give them something that they might fucking hate, and then they go, I listened to it 5 times, I fucking love it. It's like, how did that happen? It's because music is not objective, it is subjective. It is the whole, what does my wife say, milieu, or whatever the fuck it is. It's like all this shit combined. It's like the members, what you think about the members, how they look, how they talk, the music, the artwork, the fucking music videos, the photos, the timing, the where you are in your life. And if you can hit somebody just right in the right way, with the right song, and they go, I fucking love it, or they go, I hate it, and then they go, actually, I love it, or they hate it, and they tell all their friends how much they hate it, and then all their friends go, check this band out. They sound like they suck, and they're like, oh no, I like that a lot. Anything like that, but it can't be in the middle. It
copped
can't.
Much hate to the new singles?
So much hate. Yes,
what are people saying they don't like about it?
Well, there's going to be like the obvious kind of like, oh, this just sounds like their old stuff. It's like, well, yeah,
it's the same band.
Probably a good thing. We had a little bit of that. We had a lot of people that just really don't like Ollie's vocals, and people ask a lot for instrumental versions of the songs, and that is never going to fucking happen because that dude was in the jam spot with us, writing and recording everything that we've ever done. Why would I cut him out of the band? Like, you want to listen to just the instruments? Tough shit. Like, you gotta listen to him because, if I'm being honest, he's kind of my favorite part of the band. I love his vocals and his lyrics. He's like, Ollie is in a lot of ways the creative driving force of the band. We all have our own jobs, and I'm oftentimes the dude who's doing all the paperwork and all the video editing and all the fucking whatever, organizing, all that kind of shit. But Ollie is the guy that can take two things and put them into his head, and it's like a really like weird rock tumbler of ideas, and something will come out where you're like, those two things were so far apart, and then you put them together in such like a weird peanut butter and jelly kind of way that it's like incredibly unique. He's a I wouldn't call him a genius because he's really stupid, but man, it's
like a retarded savant.
Yeah, I guess just savant at that point. Yeah, he is. I mean, he's a maniac, and people do not like him. They don't like the stuff that he says, or they love him and they can't get enough of it. No one is down the middle on Ollie, I don't think.
Has he gone silly with the lyrics on the new stuff, or is it all
never silly?
Always really serious.
Always full concept album, totally full dedication. Lock himself into a closet for 5 weeks, 6 weeks at a time. Write the whole album. It comes from his dreams. He doesn't like. We were in the studio, and he's writing the lyrics as we're recording the guitars, finishing up the lyrics. I didn't see him for 3 or 4 days at a time. He would wake up at 6 a.m., go into the closet, write for 15 hours.
Literally in the closet?
There's a little closet in the recording studio. It's a sliding door closet. Sometimes I might see him for lunch, but he wouldn't talk to us. And then he would go back in the closet and finish out, and then he would just be in bed at like 10. Every single day for weeks.
Bizarre.
He's a crazy person. I mean, one would say that that's just procrastinating, like finish the lyrics before you get to the studio. But also, this is how he works, so it's like, okay, well, it works.
So despite the cheesy title, there's still like an intense like sci-fi.
It's super
concept.
Intense. Yeah. It's not an exact same storyline, but it's bizarre. It's some crazy shit that I've never heard him talk about before. It's all based on like acid trip dreams that he's had, where it's like wild shit that's come back to him. He's a lunatic. We're actually for the album we're doing a short story book that's all the short stories that the lyrics are based on. So he wrote a bunch I sound like I'm glazing Ollie right now, but he's a really good writer, and him writing short stories that then inspired lyrics, they were fucking really cool. It's really sick. Lots of illustrations and stuff like that too.
So he draws, or you found other people to draw?
No, we worked with an artist to draw all that kind of stuff. He's really good at writing, spelling and artwork and all that kind of. No, he's not very good at that kind of stuff. But writing, he's good. He's good at it. So, but yeah, it's a joy to be in a band with someone who is a very different kind of creative person than I am. Because I'm like, let's do an hour of something every single day. I'll wake up in the morning, a year and a half before we go into the studio, and I'll write for 2 hours. I'll write for an hour in the morning before I look at my phone, and I'll get up just by myself and write riffs.
And then you've got him coming in last minute to finish the job.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's a very different kind of thing. Neither one is better. It's just how it is. Because, if you think about it, like, who's to say that an idea that you come up with on the spot is any better or worse than one you came up with 2 years ago? It makes no sense. It's like, well, no, that one I've been working. I have it for a long time. It's like, yeah, but I could come up with a banger riff that crushes that idea in 2 seconds if I'm just in the right kind of headspace, or if I just work the muscle and just go every morning and just try to do something. There's no reason to think that an impromptu idea is any better or worse than an established idea. They're all just ideas, and we tried really hard to not be super precious about ideas on this album. especially when you have like egos of people in a band. I wrote this riff, we don't like it. It's like, well, that sucks for that person that wrote it, but what's the best idea in the room right now? That should be the one that you go with. So it's a process, but I think we're getting better. Unfortunately, every time you go to write an album, you realize that you've forgotten how to write an album. And you're like, fuck it, I suck at this all. It's like, what the hell, this stuff all sounds like shit. But you've got kind of eventually kind of get there, but yeah.
Did you have to leave a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor?
Yeah, so much stuff. We have like folders and folders and folders of riffs that will never get anywhere. There was like a 3-minute long thing that I wrote like 3 years ago that I think is fucking banger. I think it's really cool. I don't even remember what it sounds like. It did not make it into the album. Maybe it'll make it in the next one. Probably not. Who cares? Doesn't matter. The whole thing is like, if you just work out the muscle on trying to be creative, then you will just be more creative. Like, a lot of people think that you have to wait for some sort of inspiration to strike, and that's just total horseshit. Like, it makes no sense. Like, when I worked a job, I wasn't like, no, I have to wait until the inspiration for me to clean dishes. Like, it makes no sense. Creativity is just another, like, way of thinking. It's just, you just have to, like, be in that headspace, and shit'll come to you, or it won't. But just getting into that headspace and just going through the idea of, like, going through the process of not being able to write stuff is also very important, because then you know what it feels like when that happens too. It's like, I don't know. Just waiting for inspiration to strike is just kind of bullshit. I don't know how you feel about that, but
I still find, like, sometimes I'll find trying to write lyrics, it's just feels really, like, laborious, and it isn't happening.
Yes.
And I'm like deleting entire fucking songs worth of shit that I've written, and then suddenly, like, a week later, one of the dudes will just send me some new shit that they've tracked, and it'll just be like, and something will click, and I'll be going through something that I'll just want to get off my chest or something, and it's just, then all of a sudden it just fucking flows out, and I've just done a full song, and yeah.
How does that happen? It's so wild. Creativity is very strange.
It's so much fun though.
It's very fun when you have it click. It's also really fulfilling when you work out something for 3 or 4 hours and have nothing, and then at the end of it you come up with
something that
5 or 6 notes. And you go, oh shit, okay, no, tomorrow I'm gonna get back in this, and I'm gonna, you know, I've written solos where I'm like, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna write this fucking solo. I don't care if it doesn't work right away. I'm just gonna force myself to write it, and you know, you'll get 10 notes and be like, that's pretty good. I'll get up and take a break. I'm like, wait, no, do not get up. Keep writing. And some of my shit, my best shit that I've ever written has happened like that. Don't get up. Don't put the guitar away. Keep fucking writing. It kind of works. I don't know.
Yeah, I've deleted like entire songs worth of lyrics, but there'd be like one line that I'm like, I really like that one. I'll keep that. And then somehow something completely sort of unrelated to the original concept will like come from that and just snowball. And
collaborative writing is also the best way, in my opinion. You have a room full of people that you respect that have different ideas than you do, and the things you bring to them, they put it through their filter. That's what we call in the jam space, because it's all, it was all 5 of us. Now it's 4 of us in the jam spot because Spencer Moore still lives in Nashville. But when we have him come up and write eventually, it'll be all of us, all 5 of our filters. You know, I like Dream Theater. Nobody else does. They all like Cryptopsy. I don't really like Cryptopsy too much. I didn't grow up on them. We all like Origin.
Even as a Canadian.
Even as a Canadian. I just didn't really get into them. I don't know. We all like Necrophagus. We all like old Megadeth. Toby really likes black metal. I don't really care about black metal. So everybody has a different kind of filter that's all built up. And when they hear your idea, they think about it in a different way. And if you can get your idea through somebody else's filter and come back to you with a unique spin on it, all of a sudden it's greater than the sum of its parts. You go, oh shit, okay, now it has this flavor of something that Toby heard when he was 15 years old that he loves. And it's something that triggered me when I was 22 that I love, these few notes together. And it reminds Ollie of this rap flow that he really likes. It's like, all that stuff together makes a really cool part. Writing stuff by myself, sometimes I'll come up with a cool riff, but I'm never confident until it gets to everybody else, and I go, what do you guys think? And they'll go, oh, that's really cool, or that sounds like shit. And either way, it's great, because I just want the feedback.
Do you ever write stuff with your wife?
We've written a little bit, but not really. She has her own band called Miserion, so they play in Vancouver a little bit. They just did a Canadian tour late last year. And no, I don't know if I would work really well with my wife writing music. I'm not really that easy to work with. I'm kind of a prick sometimes. Like, I'm not the best to work with.
Might strain the relationship too much.
Well, I mean, like, you know, I don't know. I think we're both very particular.
Yeah.
And sometimes that kind of goes like musically and creatively. And if it's under her band and it's me, that wouldn't work. If it's a band we have together, you know that I'm going to put all my time into trying to make that super sick. And it's, you know, we just have different ideas of what things should be. But I love playing music with her, though. It's very fun. We played a concert together a few years ago in LA. Oh, she played a couple songs, I played a couple songs. And
that was a guitar show kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was a really great experience.
Nice.
We also did a couple guitar clinics together, live streamed together a lot, recorded hundreds of videos together. You know, I think she's the best. I think she's a great musician. She knows more music theory than I do. She crushes me with that. She knows how to play piano. I can't fucking do that shit. Great guitar player. Being in a band together, I don't know about that. We can't even put up wallpaper together without screaming at each other.
So tell me about Brett and how he
our manager
became such an integral part of Archspire.
Yeah, we've been touring with the band Revocation for a long time, since 2015. Big fans of them since 2012. And first time we toured with them, we met this guy named Brett. He was the bass player of Revocation. And we're just like, this guy rips. We love him. So we toured with him again. We're like, can't get enough of this guy. He's an unhinged fucking maniac. And so one year we're like, you know what, let's bring him out on tour. Let's see if he wants to do merch for us. So he did merch for us across Europe. And we thought this was really cool. And then we worked with a couple other managers since then, a couple other people. But there was always something kind of missing. We're like, man, there's this like kind of weird kind of vibe that we really miss here. And you know, I don't know how long ago, Brett quit Revocation, so he's done in that band. And we started talking to him again, and we're like, you want to come on tour with us again, but you can do like tour managing kind of stuff? And for anybody who doesn't know, tour managing is basically all the day-to-day stuff that a band does. When to get in, where to park, where to put your gear, where to put all of your empty cases, where to, you know, how to set up on stage, all that kind of stuff. Food money, if there's buyouts or there's per diems or whatever. So we're like, why don't you do that with us, right?
Complicated job.
It's a lot. I'm sure you know. So also a bit of driving and stuff. So we had him on a tour. We're like, this guy fucking rips. This guy's really sick to hang out with and really sick to tour with. And on that tour, we were doing a VIP meet and greet. So we said, okay, well, what can we do to make this a bit more interesting? Because a lot of bands do VIP meet and greets, and they just kind of sit there and people come take pictures. And they go, oh, that's cool. And then 20 minutes later, they're like, see you later. And we're like, that stinks. Like, that sucks. You're paying extra money to go see the band. You got to go and see an extra show. So we came up with this idea where it's come in, get something signed, you get a poster, you get a limb, all this kind of stuff, all the standard stuff. But then we turn it into a game show, a trivia show, and we start every single day, we start adding to it. We add more stuff, add more sound effects, add more games. Now it's got to the point where Brett is screaming, unhinged. We have, like, we do rounds of applause, and we count up all the rounds of applause, and we try to bet which city is going to get the most rounds of applause during the VIP. We have a wheel game show where it lands on crazy stuff. There's cash prize on the game show. There's Whose Shit Is This, which is a game that Brett really likes to play, where he shows pictures of his shit to people on his phone.
Decide which band member created that shit?
Correct. That's correct.
That's so fucking good.
He came up with a theme song for it. They recorded it. But like, it's the kind of stuff where I'm a big proponent of whatever's really funny backstage, is probably within reason, as long as it's appropriate for, because hey, we're in a band, we say dumb shit backstage, whatever. As long as it makes sense with the brand of the band publicly, that stuff should go out and get put on stage as well. Yeah. So all the stuff that we love backstage should be just it. You know what? Let's let everybody in on this dumb shit that we do. So Brett has really helped us dial that in. You know, we had him on a tour where he played Summer Santa, and so we said that Toby was dying of endometriosis, a disease that men cannot get. And the room, when Ollie is telling everybody this, the room is pin drop fucking silent. Like, you can hear somebody rustling their jacket. And they're like hooked on what Ollie's saying. So Ollie's saying, Toby's dying. So when he was growing up, his favorite vacation, or favorite holiday was Christmas. So this year it's July. We're doing Christmas in July, and we have Christmas trees on stage, fully plugged in, lights in. We have a big box. We give Toby, and he plays a headless guitar, so for Christmas, we gave him a headstock, and it's a big dildo that clips to the end of his guitar. And that kind of stuff, or we do. We've recently started doing a wet T-shirt contest for the biggest men that we could find in the room, the biggest, chubbiest guys, and that's really fun. There's so much stuff that's fueled by the craziness of Brett and the way that he works with us, because he's also the guy that sets up bank appointments and helps us do part of our taxes and helps us order merch and predicts merch shipments and helps us book tours. He's unhinged, so insane on both ends of the spectrum of organization and being a crazy homeless looking dude. Those two things come together. It's like all of a sudden now we have this extra band member that's like super integral to what we're doing. He's a lunatic.
I remember I met him in this city, actually, Adelaide, about 12 years ago. But I'd toured with this band called Rosetta from the States, that Brett used to tour with when he was in East of the Wall a long time ago. And I remember Dave from Rosetta was just telling me about his crazy mate Brett that he'd been on tour with or whatever, that would go and do this and that and all this insane shit would happen on tour. And then I don't know, maybe 10 years later, I can't remember what the exact time frame was, but many years later down the track, I'm touring with Disinterment, Revocation and Psychroptic, and I meet this Brett guy who just starts fucking and all this crazy shit's coming out of his mouth. So, I don't know how it happened, but something just kind of went, and I was like, are you the Brett that Dave from Rosetta would have been telling me about? Who did this and this and this? And he's like, yeah. It's like, whoa.
He's crazy. Another kind of person that just has this ability to take ideas and just put them in his head and it comes out in a unique way. And it's got that sort of middle school kind of it's the thing that will make you laugh really hard if you're trying to be quiet. And it's he'll say something and you're like, fuck, that was crazy funny. But it's so a lot of it's simple and a lot of it's just base level stuff, but it's also elevated in a certain way because you know where it's coming from. It's coming from this person who's has a crazy work ethic, owns property, owns multiple businesses,
has his shit together, but then just looks like an actual lunatic.
Yes, exactly. And that's what's so funny about the combination there. It's another juxtaposition of
it's perfect for Archspire.
Very serious and very goofy, and you put them together, and people go, what the fuck is this? What's happening? I love also this idea that when you see a live band, just like you're watching a cool movie or something like that, the best movies are the ones where you don't quite know what's going to happen. You're watching, okay, now we're here. It's captivating because you're I don't really know where we're going. I could kind of see a through line maybe, but I'm in a different place. Now I'm in a different place. I've context switching, dynamic. That kind of stuff is really important for a live show for me because, we can play death metal good. Yeah, it's we gotta do something else. You gotta do something else to make it different than just listening to the album because we could just go there and just put the CD on and the PA and then be great, that's cool. But you have to have something else.
That's something that has frustrated me with many, particularly technical death metal bands over the years, where you just go to see a show and it's just three or four dudes just standing perfectly still, nailing every single note.
Nailing it.
And it's that's impressive, but I don't care. It's I can, as you just said, you put the CD on.
You put the CD on, and it sounds great. And you like the music,
but why did I pay $100 or whatever to come and
you know what happens too when people see bands like that, and I'm not saying that we're any better or worse than bands that do anything else on stage, because there's plenty of bands that do crushing on stage and do really cool stuff on during a live show. But the people that come see you when you just kind of stand there and just do the music, they don't come back next time. And it's then you see markets kind of dipping, and I want markets to go like this. I want to go play City, and the next time I have a little bit more. They tell their friends, exponential growth. I want that. I don't want we could do about the same next time, a little bit less, but it's cool. Pay our rent. It's that sucks. It's really boring.
How's the US tour selling? Is it looking exponential?
It's doing quite well. I think it'll be our biggest US tour we've ever done. But honestly,
each one has been like that.
Every tour has been a bit better. Yeah, last tour we sold out a few of the shows, and then we did a couple, just over 1,000 attendance. I think in Vancouver we did 1,100 or something. In Toronto, we did almost 1,100. So it's like those are our biggest headliner shows we've ever done at that time. And I think we're going to beat that in a bunch of different markets this time. And, I think a lot of people also still look at us like a technical death metal band. That genre is kind of whatever. People think, what is that? It's a nerdy genre or whatever. But we don't think of ourselves like that. We think of ourselves like a band. It's like, who gives a fuck what genre we're in? Just go put on a cool show, and people will have fun. And, it's taken us a long time to get here. And we're not nearly done in terms of how far I want to get with the band. But yeah, I think the North American one will be really a really great. It'll give us a really good sense of how the new music is doing as well, because some people are not going to like it, but we're going to access a bunch of new people, and I want to see new people out there, and I want to get people that have never seen us before, because that's really exciting. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it.
I need to go get some food and watch some mates play a set. So thank you so much for taking this time.
Yeah, thank you,
Dean. This is a fantastic chat. Anything else you'd like to cover before we let you go?
Hey, if you're going to be in North America at all, 6 weeks across the U.S. and Canada in spring 2026. And then I think that we're also doing something in Europe at the end of the year. So that'd be cool. And then the year after that, we have a bunch of stuff planned. But new album comes out April 10th, Too Fast to Die. It's on, it's independent. I don't know really, State Tech Records?
Thanks. All the best with the record, man. Thanks. I'm sure it's going to do great for you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening to Music Is My Life. This podcast is self-produced by me, Lachlan Watt. The theme song was written by TJ Cowgill and Sam Seljuki, with vocals from yours truly. The logo and visuals were designed by Patrick Galvin at Hollowbone Studio. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you could give the podcast a like, follow, subscribe, leave some kind of rating or comment, or even share it with your friends. If you want to stay up to date with what I am doing and follow my gradual descent into madness, you can follow me on Instagram at Lachlan Watt. Be well, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Cheers.